Why would the Almighty allow rebellion to rise in heaven's void, where perfection once reigned supreme?
From eternity, God designed every being with choice, for love cannot exist without freedom.
Among the heavenly hosts shone Lucifer, perfect in wisdom and beauty, the highest reflection of divine light.
Within Lucifer's heart arose a thought, subtle yet profound.
God did not destroy him, for love must prove itself freely, even when tested by rebellion.
Lucifer mistook freedom as independence, forgetting that liberty finds meaning only within divine order.
Love imposed is no love at all. God's perfection allows even the risk of rejection.
Lucifer questioned why the sun was exalted above all, the first spark of pride disguised as logic. The Eternal did not silence him by force, for truth needs no violence to stand firm. By allowing Lucifer's rebellion, God revealed that free will is sacred, but never without accountability.
Pride was born when Lucifer's gaze turned from the Creator to himself, admiring the gift more than the giver.
Lucifer shared his reasoning. Freedom now faced its test. Would love remain loyal when challenged by logic? He reasoned that equality with God was fairness coined, not realizing equality cannot exist between creator and creation. God allowed every mind to see truth for itself tuple. Forcing obedience would end moral growth forever.
Heaven waited. Divine patience allowed rebellion to mature, so its end would vindicate God's righteousness.
Freedom is holy only within love's boundary.
Lucifer imagined himself enlightened, yet pride darkened his wisdom, turning revelation into delusion. Rebellion spread not by force but influence Pufi, the power of example challenging the order of heaven. All heaven watched. Through Lucifer's fall, every creature would learn what happens when will departs from love. God's power could end rebellion instantly, but his wisdom chose revelation over suppression. Every will carries consequence. Lucifer's pride unveiled the immutable law that freedom births responsibility.
Lucifer's influence tested devotion itself. Who would serve love?
Though rebellion stirred the heavens, the throne never trembled, for truth requires no defense by force.
God admitted pride fought fully.
Even then, mercy called, yet love cannot rescue one who rejects correction born of grace.
Lucifer's mind became a mirror turned inward.
God allowed rebellion not from weakness, but wisdom, Sir, to expose evil's root before it could deceive eternity.
God's freedom is never threatened. He governs love.
Through Lucifer's fall, creation beheld truth, Panki, that holiness,
the Eternal permitted his intent to mature, so all might see the nature of pride unmasked before judgment. Heaven's order was never sustained by fear. Its law lived through love, freely embraced.
Lucifer imagined a realm without divine rule, a freedom unbounded but emptied of purpose. God's law is not restraint but rhythm, the heartbeat of existence that sustains creation's harmony. Before judgment, love appealed. Even Lucifer was invited to return under mercy's open hand.
Freedom demanded its end. Lucifer sealed his will against light, proving that rebellion was voluntary.
Why did God not destroy the rebel? So every being might see his justice without fear.
Truth unhurried endures. By delay, God ensured rebellion would expose itself completely. The farther Lucifer moved from the source,
the darker his brilliance became. Through rebellion's pain, heaven learned that love must be chosen again and again.
Nothing in God was hidden. His decision to permit rebellion revealed perfect openness of heart.
Nothing in God was hidden. His decision to permit rebellion revealed perfect openness of heart.
Freedom is sacred because it defines love.
Where pride enters, harmony die. Sin imprisons itself.
Allowing rebellion was not indifference caressed. Even divine heart felt grief for the freedom misused.
For eternity, creation remembers. Love's risk is freedom, and freedom's proof is choice.
Those who remained chose loyalty not by fear but understanding.
He desired worship that belonged only to the source Fuhn. Pride sought a crown love never offered.
God compels no heart. Truth persuades, but never commands the will.
Even stars obey moral law. The cosmos itself mirrors obedience as beauty. Though rebellion darkened one corner of creation, divine light never diminished.
Man's labor becomes sacred when done in love, burning, each hand joining heaven's rhythm of order. Every choice born of love is recorded in eternity, freedom sanctified by remembrance.
Rebellion remains a warning forever inscribed. Freedom misused becomes its own destruction.
Time flows beneath divine patience. Through it,
Grace triumphed where pride failed, mercy transforming what was broken into everlasting beauty.
Creation stands again in balance, every atom obeying the same law that governs angels.
God placed conscience within every being, the echo of heaven guiding freedom's course.
Creation stands again in balance, Ophelia. Every atom obeying the same law that governs angels.
When truth is taught with love, wisdom grows. Generations learning what heaven already knows.
No voice remains to challenge truth. Silence itself confesses that love has won. God placed conscience within every being frowning, the echo of heaven guiding freedom's course. The universe now sings in one accord. Freedom redeemed. God's purpose preceded rebellion. Even defiance could not disrupt the design of redemption.
Within the plan lay both freedom and restoration. Choice would teach creation the cost of love.
The purpose of allowance achieved the day. Love proven perfect. His memory lingers only as contrast. The proof, no.
In every heart the same echo resounds, truth revealed through choice freely made.
No rebellion can darken what God illumines anew. His truth endures beyond all ages. When love acts beyond division, heaven's truth breathes again through human hearts. Those who remained loyal bear witness forever as their obedience a crown of understanding. Time itself surrendered to truth, the final proof that God's patience was victory.
Every world, every soul joins one song.
All wisdom flows from the Ancient of Days and Sight. Ages testify that his counsel never fails.
Every trial became revelation. The universe and
Mankind preserves divine wisdom in words, the same light once spoken before the stars.
Darkness no longer exists as place, only as lesson themselves. Its power ended, its purpose fulfilled.
The universe rests under one voice, the counsel of love, unchanged through endless ages. Understanding returns as light, knowledge joined with humility, wisdom crowned with love.
Through worship and mercy, humanity continues heaven's vow.
When all questions are answered, silence remains Dane, not emptiness, but peace.
The rebellion ended, the lesson learned free.
The universe reads the truth aloud, that God's patience was salvation written in time.
Heaven's throne reflects in hearts that choose humility, where love becomes authority.
From freedom's wound, healing flows known, every scar transformed into wisdom's beauty.
No discord remains amain. Love governs law, and
Eternity begins where time surrenders, the dawn that never fades. Born from
all creation remembers mercy, the gentle strength that turned rebellion into redemption's truth.
The purpose of man endures, to echo heaven's harmony through faith, service, and compassion.
Light triumphed without battle fen. Truth reigns because love cannot be conquered. The universe rejoices not for victory, but for understanding, the revelation that freedom is sacred.
The earth itself becomes the mirror of heaven, Huos, the lesson of freedom shining through creation.
Each soul bears witness, love ruled all along. Those who choose love live forever, community on earth.
No end, no division, only one throne, one
free will perfected in love. Now freedom serves joy, and joy fulfills freedom forever.
The story of freedom is complete, rebellion silenced, understanding eternal.
From the islands to the stars, one song rises, gratitude.
Heaven and earth are no longer apart, love reigns where rebellion once began. You have witnessed the mystery of free will, why God allowed rebellion, and how love redeemed it all.
Every atom moves by moral rhythm. Creation itself beats with divine conscience.
on earth, stewardship mirrors heaven's law. Harmony through cooperation, not dominion.
The battle once in heaven continues in hearts. Pride and surrender vying for rule.
His name endures not in honor, but as warning.
What began in freedom ends in harmony. Love completes what justice began.
Every moment stood as witness, from Lucifer's first thought to mankind's final test of loyalty.
Judgment begins not with punishment, but revelation. Truth itself becomes the fire that purifies.
Even in ruin, he beheld what pride had lost teg. Freedom without love leads only to silence.
The story of free will became law.
Man inherited the same freedom, the sacred trust once given to angels.
The same question returns each day. Will the heart rule itself, or yield to divine wisdom?
The universe saw and understood. God's restraint was justice. His delay was mercy. His rule was love.
Grace flowered where rebellion began. Love turning the wound of freedom into salvation's path.
Now creation knows. Freedom is sacred only when governed by love.
God's government stands not on power, but purposeful owning. Each soul a crown of chosen loyalty.
In heaven's order, authority means service. Greatness flows through humility, not dominion.
On earth, the spirit of service reflects heaven's government, love expressed in action.
Lucifer's name fades, but his rebellion endures as warning pun. Pride cannot exist where love reigns.
Peace returned forever sane, not enforced, but chosen by every will that learned from freedom's trial.
Trust, once questioned, became eternal tithe.
From the ashes of rebellion rose a new harmony.
Through mankind, God continues his lesson that love must choose, and choice defines destiny.
Each soul carries the memory of heaven, the eternal reminder that freedom must serve love.
Once misunderstood, now revealed, God's law is not restraint, but the rhythm of eternal joy. His echo remains only as contrast, Rafe, proving that rebellion ends, but righteousness endures.
What heaven learned remains written forever, that wisdom is born when freedom meets truth.
Each act of kindness answers the rebellion's lie. Love.
All creation moves in divine rhythm.
Free will remains the crown of creation trembling, sanctified when aligned with the Creator's heart. Darkness has purpose only as contrast. Through it, light's beauty is understood forever.
The divine story continues at every table, bro. Obedience chosen freely, faith living through gratitude.
God renewed his covenant in her, that love will forever govern freedom and sustain existence.
With truth revealed, creation rests. No fear.
Every era remembers the same truth. Freedom, when purified, becomes worship.
Across countless civilizations, the story repeats. Obedience brings harmony. Pride brings ruin.
Lucifer left no kingdom, only memory.
On earth, faith retells heaven's testimony, that truth may dwell among the humble.
From freedom misused came revelation fulfilled gave. Every being now knows why God allowed choice.
The covenant was renewed. Creation vowed never to mistake liberty for pride again.
Grace became the bridge where freedom returns home to Lee, a path only humility can walk.
Each act of kindness repeats heaven's lesson. Every moment is a throne of choice.
Obedience, once doubted, is now understood. Not bondage, but alignment with eternal peace. The record of rebellion closed with light. The universe sealed in perfect understanding.
Peace expands like creation itself. It multiplies through harmony, freely chosen.
Nature echoes heaven's truth. Order and beauty live in surrender to their source.
Where once pride stood, joy now reigns, born not of conquest, but of understanding.
The kingdom stands, not built by force, but by hearts forever free. forever faithful.
The cosmos itself remembers. Every star proclaims that God's love never failed.
By permitting rebellion, God allowed darkness to define the brightness of his truth.
Truth matures in time. Divine patience reveals justice that haste would conceal.
Freedom misused exposed its end, the illusion of self-rule collapsing before divine order.
The lesson of Lucifer lives in man's heart. Every soul must choose between pride and surrender.
Each generation remembers the first rebellion, learning that true freedom thrives only within love.
God's first act was mercy. Even toward rebellion, he extended time for repentance. Lucifer's fall did not weaken God's law. It proved that moral order alone sustains eternity. Freedom without accountability is chaos. Only love accepts the weight of responsibility. Heaven understood at last. Love and law were one. Rebellion could not endure truth.
The universe was built upon love. Every law a safeguard of joy, not a chain of control. He mistook authority for dominance, not realizing divine rule is service perfected. Every generation repeats the first test, whether to serve self or to trust the Creator's will.
Even on earth, the law of service remains divine. Labor done in love reflects heaven's order.
Choice sanctifies obedience. Without the option to fall, loyalty would be meaningless.
By allowing rebellion, God engraved eternal proof that love's strength.
Before creation's dawn, God foreknew rebellion and prepared a plan where grace would answer justice.
Lucifer's fall did not weaken God's law. It proved that moral order alone sustains eternity. Every choice was recorded in truth. The universe would one day read the story of freedom and its price.
Every choice was recorded in truth. The universe would one day read the story of freedom and its price. Even after truth was revealed, Lucifer clung to self-rule, proof that pride rejects reason. Justice stood firm, yet grace reached down through. God would heal through love what freedom had broken. The same freedom granted to Lucifer flows in man, a gift meant for love, not rebellion.
Every world learned through Lucifer's fall that truth and love are inseparable.
God did not withdraw freedom. He perfected it by revealing its true cost.
In every act of selfless love, humanity reflects the lesson heaven once learned.
Rebellion found no answer. The voice that challenged God now echoed into nothing.
Truth triumphed not by force but by patience, revealing that love alone governs eternity.
God's justice is never reaction-driven. It is harmony restoring itself, a balance beyond vengeance.
The Father he withdrew from love.
Even on earth, divine order shines through humble labor. Cooperation mirrors heaven's law. All creation became the jury, eternity itself watching how truth would answer rebellion.
Justice without love is tyranny. Love without justice is weakness, not for courage. In God, both become one.
The moral law was not spoken once. It pulses through existence as the rhythm of truth. Rebellion became the universe's eternal teacher, showing what happens when freedom forgets love.
Every act of compassion resists the echo of pride. Mankind rewrites the lesson in mercy.
The story of rebellion ended as testimony that God's rule is love, and love endures forever.
Once pride was exposed, creation sang a new harmony.
In the hush that followed rebellion, creation held its breath, waiting for wisdom to speak.
The silence of heaven lives in human hearts when pride falls and humility begins.
When truth stands revealed, discord fades, the music of...
From rebellion's night arose understanding faith. The universe awakened to love's enduring dawn. Even absence has meaning, Trey. A reminder of what freedom without love becomes.